a long, long time ago.
We're back on the air, by the way. The video ran out on the iPhone, so I transferred it to the tablet.
You should let me know these things.
But it was only a momentary minute that we missed of the interview. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, what part did we leave off at?
Technology, resurrection through technology.
So and we should probably cover a little bit of that. A little better.
The Resurrection Recovery Agency is a book that I wrote. It took me a year and a half to write it. It's a web interactive book.
And that came about after you were having some difficulties, right?
No. What difficulties?
I know your life hasn't been all peaches and cream.
No, it hasn't.
So, and then when you told me about that, you told me that you wrote your book after you'd had a really rough spot.
I don't remember telling you that, but it's true. I got divorced in 2009, and the idea of the book came to me in 2011, and then I actually started the book in 2014. So. And I finished it in 2015. Yeah. No, I started it in 2013. Finished it in 2015. And like I said, it could be classified as a science fiction book, but to me it's a prediction novel. And, the very first 3 pages of the book in particular are meant to shock you in a way that's intended. It's intentional. It's an intentional shock.
That seems to be the most popular thing in this last 10 years. How to shock the audience.
Yeah. So, I guess so.
And you definitely have been able to capture some of that.
I thought Smoke Your Pornography was a shocking song. My Uncle John told me, he advised me to not publish it. And I actually went against his wishes and published it anyway. But he thought it was too demonic sounding, too angry, Because there's an original track to Smoke Your Pornography was a love song for my ex-wife. And then after the divorce, I recorded a second vocal track that pretty much mocks the love song as the song goes. And
does the first track still exist?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can hear the first track in the song.
Oh. So the song itself actually has both tracks.
It has both vocal tracks, yeah. Where one is singing a love song and the other is taunting and aggressively attacking the love song with words and emotions. Yeah.
So, in the future, do you have plans for new recordings?
Oh, I'm always going to be recording. And
do you have anything up and coming in the near future?
Just the other night, I wrote a song last night, and I didn't get around to laying it down in the studio.
So your creative juices are still flowing, huh?
Oh, yeah. I would say that, they're a byproduct of my mania, and I have mania. I have lots and lots of mania. And
I'm sure, the Red Bull doesn't hurt it.
No, the Red Bull exacerbates it and perpetuates it.
Who knows? Maybe you get some free Red Bull out of this interview.
Yeah, right. Red Bull gives you wings.
As he takes a swig from his Red Bull.
Oh. Yeah.
So, you've had a chance to work with a lot of different people throughout your musical career.
Yeah.
Tell me some of those stories.
One of my favorite people that I worked with was Daniel Burke. And
is he a local guy?
I went to high school with him, and We had a falling out in our friendship that was real unfortunate. It was a byproduct of being in your 20s, is what it really was. And me not growing up as fast as him. But he was a talented, he could sing opera. And
was he classically trained?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, he got his bachelor's degree in music. He teaches music in what is Chicago?
Chicago Public Schools?
CPS. He teaches in CPS music. And he was always like a mentor to me. We were in a Beatles cover band together, and we had some pretty good harmonies. I consider myself a decent singer, and I know he was a phenomenal singer. And, to have the privilege of playing with him and performing with him for however brief a time it was, to me it was a life experience that I'll never walk away from forgetting. And that goes for my Uncle John as well, throughout all the years.
Yeah, you've
growing up.
Mentioned your Uncle John before. If you had to say that one person influenced you more than your Uncle John, would there be a person?
No, Uncle John's it.
Uncle John is
like the ultimate musical mentor / musical parental figure. It's like he said, don't publish this. It's too negative. And that's Uncle John. He's just, I know why he told me not to publish it. You don't want to put out bad vibes when you're trying to entertain. But I was going through something at that time, and I actually had an audience in the room with me when I recorded that second vocal track to Smoke Your Pornography. And it was a physical performance as well as a vocal. I was with the microphone, just walking up to them and,
staring them down.
I was possessed, and I was exorcising demons with my divorce at that time.
Well, that is the wonderful part about music, right?
Yeah.
Is that the emotions that you might not be able to express in one way, you can let out through the music, and it can be safe.
Yeah. I think I'd be dead without music. I'd probably be suicidal and, couldn't take it and would have killed myself years ago if I didn't have that outlet.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing the lead singer from Florence and the Machine saying that she'd probably just be a drunk on the bar if it wasn't for her music. And that ability to create and that ability to release that pain is such a wonderful thing. Would you say that Smoke Your Pornography is the one thing that has allowed you to release the most amount of pain, or has there been other songs that have allowed you to release pain like that?
Releasing pain musically, Smoke Your Pornography is like right at the top of the list. I'm trying to think of other songs where I even address pain or, try to deal with pain. I guess Kelly Marlene I do a little bit, like the pain over losing someone in a relationship for a long period of time.
Host of the Sports Illustrated
podcast. Let's make that start.
Sports Illustrated is the most trusted name.
Sports Illustrated.
Ads, we don't need to give up free ads.
You can take us with you wherever you go.
Enjoy your free plugs, Sports Illustrated.
Well, maybe we'll get some Sports Illustrated and some Red Bull coming to you for the free plugs.
Bring it on.
Better say Red Bull one more time. Maybe you'll get some more.
Hey, it gives you wings.
There you go.
There you go. It gives you wings.
So, I think we're good to hear. Yeah, there we are.
We're 9 minutes and 23 seconds into our recording. I'm predicting we've only got about 15 minutes of recording time, so.
Okay. Well, it just all depends on how much you want to get out and how much you want to share with the world.
Well, I love talking with you, dude. I love talking with you. Like, you're the perfect person to interview me on this stuff because I can talk to you.
Well, then let me ask you to do my job for me real quick. If you wanted me to ask you one question right now, what would it be?
How do you feel about the future?
And how do you feel about the future?
I'll tell you how I feel about the future. I feel a little melancholy about it.
Really?
I do.
Why?
I compare myself in a lot of ways to Edgar Allan Poe, in that I'll never see the type of recognition that people like Kurt Cobain got, or Dave Grohl got, or James Hetfield got. Even though I aspired to be like them in many ways and be an equal to them, I don't think I sincerely...
An equal in the recognition, or an equal... Because your music...
Equal in the recognition, and yeah.
Your music and the expression of your music and your creation, do you not see yourself as being able to create the same kind of things as them? Or
I think I can compete with them on a creative level. Absolutely. I think I'm...
Just styles are different.
Different styles, yeah. I'm not like the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters, they're like dirty rock that's fast, and it's cool and I like it, but it's just not what I do. What I do is funk and funk rock. I do Carolina Urace's Kid.
Blues.
Yeah, psychedelic funk rock blues. That's what I do. And, I have arguments all the time with my guitarist, Nick, because he always wants to throw distortion on. And I think a real rock song doesn't need distortion. It's just the chords are so dirty and the progression is so dirty that you don't need distortion for them. And it's even better when it's clean because you hear how dirty it is. And it's just a sin that you're fucking playing it. And that's when I feel good about a song. When it feels so dirty, it's like porn, It's such a dirty riff. It's pornographic.
Have you ever considered switching over to the other side? and going ahead and letting Nick put the distortion on and making something that would be for Nick and yourself?
Nick does do music for himself. It's called Left Hand Orange, and I'll give a big shout out to Left Hand Orange. You can find them on YouTube and Twitter. And I produced a lot of those recordings. And I have encouraged Nick to write his own music. But Nick's natural genre of music... differs from mine. And we're not compatible on a creative level when he's creating, because I just don't fuse with that genre of music. I just can't do it. It's like asking Michael Jackson to play death metal, or asking James Hetfield to sing a Britney Spears song. That's how it feels for Nick to be like, sing my song that I wrote. It's like I don't know how to even approach it. It's not my style. But Nick is very adaptive. He's an excellent guitarist, and he's very adaptive, and he's capable of keeping up with my style and my genre of music. I was on the phone with him today, and he was going over the set that we're going to perform next, and he's on top of his game. He knows my music in and out.
What are you got how many different performances lined up?
We don't have any currently. We're waiting on a contract from Sarah right now. And there's a possibility of getting into BAM Fest, which is June 17th to the 19th. And that's through a different promoter, Bob Koza. And I don't know if we're going to get onto that venue and that roster or not. We'll see. But in the meantime, I've got Sarah. And Sarah throws us a bone. We're an original band, and she usually books cover bands. So she has difficulty in bookings for us sometimes.
Understandably so. Original music. Most people want to go out and they want to hear something they've heard before. and convincing people to go out and hear something new. That can be a difficult task.
Well, you saw the Q Bar gig that we played.
Yes, I did.
And, you know, the audience, what audience was there interacted with us, you know, and I found that that's really what I enjoy.
You even had them dancing for a little bit.
I did.
So, if I had to pick out someone in your life that has had an influence on your creative art that's not a musician, I would probably go with your son.
Oh, absolutely.
But do tell me, who else influences your creative music other than your son and your ex-wife?
Other than my son and my ex-wife, beautiful women. Beautiful women,
well, anyone
wherever I encounter them.
Well, is it all beautiful women? Or?
Beautiful women, beautiful girls, pretty girls, beautiful women, girls. They drive me nuts, and they inspire me to scream, and they inspire me to want to inspire them. Absolutely. Beautiful girls.
So, let's go a little bit from the broad genre to specifics. Is anyone currently inspiring you right now?
Not really.
Well, that's a shame. You're missing out on a muse?
I don't have a particular muse at the moment.
You hear that, ladies? He's looking for a muse.
I like unbalanced girls. I like bipolar chicks that are crazy and want to incorporate a pacifier into their sex life.
Now, see, if you were to ask me who would be good for you for a muse, I would think it'd be the opposite end, like the Sharon Osbourne type of women that could be helping you with the production end, not the ones that are helping you with the creative end, but that would be my own personal opinion.
Okay.
But, you know, I figured we better have a little bit of that conversation.
I saw a beautiful girl tonight. She inspires me a little bit right now to want to write a song. She was a stunning little...
Well, let's hear you create right now. How well does she inspire you?
She inspires me to want to write something like this. Only on the guitar.
Well, is your guitar ready? Can you pick it up and play it?
I can.
All right, let's put this stuff down for a second. Now that you've been properly inspired, show me what that inspiration has done for you today.
There you go.
And that's 100% brand new, huh?
That's brand new. I can record that anytime I please.
Gotta love that talent. Gotta love that the ability to let those creative juices out and just have something brand new exist into the world.
Yeah.
That's one of the most impressive parts about your talent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you normally handle compliments?
I don't know. I'm a pretty self-deprecating type of guy, and like I said, I don't think the magnitude, or I don't think the masses will flock to my music until tragically after I pass away. I think I'll die in the gutter, unrecognized my entire life, just like Edgar Allan Poe. And then
a musical Van Gogh, a musical Poe.
A musical Poe, if you will.
A musical, oh yes, you know, like good old Edgar.
Never received a Grammy nomination, never received an award or an accommodation, but will certainly be recognized long after I croak the big one. I think the significance of my music will be recognized for what it is. I think it's too soon. It takes a while to absorb what I'm really trying to say to the audience. You know, I sent Kaylee Keller, one of my guests on my show, a link to a song called Time Travel Communication. And in the lyrics to that song, I essentially explain, I say, we're here to recover you from death through sequences of sound. Come on now. And she responded by saying, oh, that's a funny video. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, you missed it. You didn't really catch it. You didn't, you know, you wouldn't call it funny if you knew what I was really trying to say. So.
Well, I mean, maybe then the whole idea would be to package it in a way that is a little less funny by making it a little bit more cheery.
I don't know. I think it's palatable. It's a for such a heavy message, I deliver it with a palatable. You know, it's palatable. You can chew and swallow what I'm giving you. With the musical presentation of that song in particular.
But you understand what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
If you put a little sugar on the pill,
yeah,
it goes down easier.
I agree, and I think I put too much sugar on the pill.
Oh, you think that you've sugar-coated the pill?
I think I put too much sugar on there, and, you know.
Well, play me some sugar right now. Let's hear what a sugar coat is for you.
Oh, I don't know. You put me on the spot.
Yeah, just like I did before. Think about that beautiful girl. Think about it like this. If you wanted to sugarcoat it for that beautiful girl, and you were trying oh so delicately to impress her to the point where you wanted to come over and to be with you.
Here's a progression that I've had for years that I've never done anything with.
Well, let's hear it.
I never did anything with it, but I always loved listening to that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like a little song in my head that I've had for years. Here's another one I've had for years.
I'm digging that.
Never did anything with that.
So, out of all your favorite musicians, who do you cover the best?
Bill Withers. I love performing "Lean on Me."
Let's hear some.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're Call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem. You understand? We all need somebody to lean on. You get the gist.
Yeah, I couldn't help singing along.
It's a fun song. I love it, the positivity in it. It's just one of those songs like Bob Marley's Three Little Birds, you know. It's just something you can give an audience at any time and they're like, yeah. It makes them content. And rightfully so, because it's a song that reminds you to that you're not alone, and you know, it's not the end of the world, and everything's gonna be okay. And you know, I like songs like that, like Michael and Nadi's song, Brother Son. You know.
Yeah. You want to play Little Brother Son?
I'll play a measure or two. Brother, son, brother, son, shine your light on us again. I screwed that up, but
yeah, there you go, being overcritical. So
I like how he does that build up of shine your light upon us. You know, it's like and I like that energy. You know, it's a playful energy in the song.
Yeah, plus it helps to actually, you know, be able to, because it's hard to sing over the guitar when, you know, it's as loud as it is, and you gotta, because if you're building up from a low to a high, sometimes you need that mic.
That's fun. I like that. Yeah. 27 minutes into the interview.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We covered a lot of ground.
Well, let's start doing some wrap up then.
All right, let's do a little wrap up.
So tell me, in essence, what do you hope to accomplish with your music?
It's like the beginning of the movie Birdman, you know. And did you achieve all the things that you wanted to achieve on Earth while you were alive? And he said, I did. And what is it that you wanted to achieve in your life? And that was to be beloved, to call myself beloved and feel beloved. And that's a goal with the music, but like I said, I'm Edgar Allan Poe. You know, I'm never going to have that. I don't think so.
Well, don't beat yourself up.
And fame scares the shit out of me. Like, cameras in your face all the time, and tweets about this and that, and everything coming at you faster, and people, you know, money makes people act funny, you know, especially when you have a lot of money and more money, more problems.
Money makes people act funny. That sounds like a good lyric.
Yeah, it does. Money makes people act funny.
I've never heard you sing like that before. There you go. It sounds like you're still creating, even when you're not even trying to. So, if you had anything to say to someone that's being inspired by you, what would you tell them?
Thank you for letting me inspire you. That's what I would tell them.
How would you encourage them to continue to produce and make their own sounds?
I would tell them to follow their own path. You know, like I tell Nick, you know, don't try to be the Resurrection Recovery Agency when you're writing your music. try to be Nick Preet when you're writing your music. And, you know, even if it's not my genre, you don't have to impress me. It's you that you need to impress. You need to impress yourself. And if you impress yourself enough, then it's worthy, I think, of being impressionable.
Well, I look forward to you impressing yourself some more.
I will admit, I've delighted myself a couple times.
Have you impressed yourself yet?
I have impressed myself a few times. So, yeah. With a couple stereo masters that are out there that I'm very proud of.
And if you had to say any one thing that you've impressed yourself most with?
My recent recording of 6 Weeks Along. That's a 9.5-year-old song. And it took 20 takes, at least 20 takes, of playing the piano again and again and again and again and again and again
and again,
and then not just that, but releasing the stereo master of the original recording, and it received a lot of criticism. And rather than take it personally, I went back to the drawing board. I scrubbed the original stereo master, and I came out with a polished gem. And it's all because people were being honest with me and saying, you know, that doesn't work. You gotta tweak it a little bit. And I actually, a past guest of the show pointed out that I stuttered in the vocal track on 6 Weeks Along, and I went back in. I was able to go back into the stereo master and cut that stutter out and have a pretty flawless stereo master because of that. So I said, "Good catch, man. Thank you." You know, and I look for feedback, and I do a lot of screen grabs with my phone, because positive feedback to me is like drugs. You know, and any time when I'm feeling down or suicidal or shitty or whatever the fuck, I can always go on my phone and look at the reviews from all these people on the internet who have listened to my music. And when I read the positive reviews, it makes me feel beloved.
Gotta love the anti-trolls. Too many trolls on the internet and not enough anti-trolls.
I don't even know what a troll is. What is a troll?
Troll is the one that gets on there and tells you just how much you suck and why you should go and die and never try again, and feeds all the negativity.
Oh, I've run into haters on the internet and
haters
on live
are the haters.
Live Periscope performances. I've had a few people who are like, "You hack, you're fucking," you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I just shrug it off. Whatever. You don't know what you're talking about, so.
Well, let's end this with something very near and dear to your heart, your son. If you had to tell your son any one thing, if today was your last day on the planet, what would you tell him?
I love you, of course. And follow your dreams, even if your dreams aren't on the beaten path.
Wise words.
That's what I would say to him.
Very wise words. All right, well, let's wrap it.
All right.